In the early 2000s, a global climate crisis emerged from humankind's disregard for the Earth and its natural systems. Scientists warned of an apocalypse the likes of which could eradicate human existence. The blaming began with the leaders of many powerful nations pointing fingers at each other. Eventually, war erupted, and deadly nuclear salvos fired from the biggest superpowers ravaged much of the Earth, destroying and irradiating large portions of its surface. Certain major cities survived, and from the ashes rose again. The survivors did what they could, utilizing the resources of a few very wealthy corporations to combat the climate crisis. For almost a century, civilization has survived, hobbled together with corporate governance and expanded to the few sections of the globe still viable for sustaining human life. Antarctica, once an inhospitable frozen tundra, has become one such bastion for human life. Colonized by a Scottish arms corporation called Militech, Pilatus Antarctica is a thriving metropolis of the future. Last time, on Roll Warriors. The Associates successfully obtained the Hellfire deck, but only for a few moments, as Soifangji's scheming mother Titanium springs her trap. Seeing no alternative, Soifangji turns on her friends, firing at Saul and leaving with Mother Dearest. Abel, Saul, and Candor devise a plan to recapture the deck and Soifangji in the process, that involves the strange dampening device and their octo-tread. Now caught in a traffic jam caused by the Donatis, Soifangji and Titanium are sitting ducks for whatever the remaining associates have planned. So the octotread pulls up. Is anyone inside of it?
No.
I'm remotely powering it. And as soon as we get within range, I'm also going to send P-Brain, as close to Soifangji as possible. So I'm kind of just in the back seat of Saul's car, catatonic. Kind of. Is this what Soifangji feels like when they're in the net?
No, it feels much more painful.
Great.
Yeah. Anyway, what are you gonna do with P-Brain?
I'm just kind of trying to fly it in front of the car to dance in front of Soifangji to see if Soifangji can tell that oh, my friends are nearby and they're not abandoning me. Just
Okay.
As just a little,
so it's a
wavy.
It's the moth. It's the moth that shows up before the eagles to let Gandalf know he can jump off of the Tower of Orthanc. I got you.
Exactly.
I follow.
100%. What's what I was going for.
Okay. So yeah. Soifangji, you're sitting there having this conversation with. Fuck you. You're having this conversation with your mom. She's sipping on a drink, and you see P-Brain flit in front of the car, and do a couple of turns and then buzz off.
Soifangji smiles and low-key, wait, is P-Brain still there or is P-Brain gone now?
I think that's up to Jesse.
Yeah, I would have left P-Brain as long as it takes for Soifangji to see and in some way acknowledge the presence.
Cool. Okay, so Abel can see out of P-Brain too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Soifangji casually uses her shark skin transforming ability. You know how she does the hallucinations or whatever. So she uses her ability to Morse code affirmative on her fingernails. I don't know if Abel knows Morse code.
That's a very difficult thing to put into a visual media when honestly Morse code is based off of like audio.
What?
You could do
what role would that be?
You could do it with like a flashlight, though. You know how you like flicker it on and off.
Yeah, but it's like
it's gonna be.
It's hard to do that with skin. I would feel.
Is it just the hand symbol with your thumb tucked in your fist, Sufanji, of like you're in a relationship that is currently abusive? Like, that's the situation here. Like, there's many things you could do.
Oh, okay. So she was just making her fingernails like blink, so you could like see like it'll like flash and then do the flashes. Wait, okay, I don't know if... does that make sense?
It's like she's trying to speak to me, I know it.
I need both of you to make cryptography rolls.
Okay.
What's the base for
intelligence.
That? Okay.
Because Sofang needs one to encrypt, and Jesse needs one to decode.
Okay, cool.
Okay, 18.
I rolled a 4. Base cryptology is 1620.
Okay.
Fuck.
So.
Oh, sorry.
So Sofang rolls worse and gets a better result. That's fun. Anyway, so yeah, you flash your fingernails, and your mother kind of looks at you funny for a second, and then just shrugs and goes back to her drink. And Abel, you see through P-Braid's eyes this thing, and what you're picking up is like, I see you. You're here.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'll take that. Sufanji didn't try to shoot P-Brain, and I didn't see her like say anything to her mom. So I'm assuming that Sufanji's on our side.
Yep. No need to stop the rescue mission.
Yeah, I'll fly P-Brain back, and I'll just say to Saul, hopefully I'm right on this, and SFG isn't just about to go all. What was that movie? There's a movie, Saul. I need your help. Manchurian Candidate? Is that what that was?
Oh, man, that was an old movie, and that was also kind of, dicey, to say the least. I think the movie that you're really thinking of is, what's it called? Probably Air Bud 27.
Oh, yeah. That, yes. Hopefully... Yeah, the one where Airbud becomes a secret spy.
Yeah, and
Kander's like, that one was really weird conceptually.
I think every one of them
at 14.
Yeah, I think every one of them past that era of the Airbud early 20s was I want to blame it on the director, but I think it is just strange in general. I agree with Abel's. After they ran out of the sports, things got weird. Oh, but is our friend okay?
Yeah, she looked like she was just sitting in the back of the car with her mom, having a cocktail, doing her nails. I don't know.
Wait. Okay.
But I think she's playing the double agent thing right now. So I'd say carry on, right?
Should we try to stop the car then? Should we let Soyd get in and do the double agent thing, or should we just should we go and, I don't know, kidnap her mom with the octo
they could just hit the cerebrum switch and then we'd lose Soyd. We don't need to put that opportunity in their hands any more than it already is.
That's fair. All right, let's go. Saul's
Kander's I'm for whatever plan that gets Hellfire back in our hands.
I hope that's this one. I don't know, Saul will just drive carefully.
Drive where? Car's stuck in traffic.
He'll try to inch closer to... No, you know what? He'll stay away from the vehicle as Abel takes the Octotread closer to the large limo.
Yeah, because you guys are effectively on two different streets, a block apart.
Okay. Saul will then... God, what could he do? I guess at this moment, Saul will rifle through his bag since everything's kind of caught, all the traffic's kind of caught up, and he'll grab his agent and he'll see he'll try to figure out why like all the traffic is fucking backed up.
Yeah, you see the same news article that Abel saw like 10 minutes ago that shows the Donatis driving a tank across a major like thoroughfare and crushing a buttload of cars.
Yeah, but has like the situation changed at all? Is there now a standoff going on with anybody or anything like that?
No, it looks like the Donatis just like they rolled through, busted up a bunch of shit, created a barricade, and moved out. There's like, since this section of the city is not controlled by the police anymore, there's private towing companies who have been called by the owners of said vehicles to tow them, but like they're all now getting backed up because nobody's directing them or like giving them, it's kind of like a free for all. And there are some people who have taken advantage of the situation and are going through, broken windshields and rifling through cars and stuff. So it's kind of just general chaos, and it looks like it could probably be that way for hours.
Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody, like there's no sight from at least what the news is showing of like, let's say, the classic kind of Sahara type car that we've noticed that Sahara agents drive. No, but as the news helicopter kind of like pans up and away, you do see like one of their like flying vehicles kind of moving its way in that direction off in the distance. Abel, if we're gonna get Soy and Soy's mom, I guess we better do it quick. They got one of those hover cars is coming.
Yeah, is this a shoot first, ask questions later, or listen to monologue and then
I think it's the more American one.
Okay, and then I'm gonna just hop out of the car and start running towards Sufunji's vehicle.
Yeah, Candor is going to follow after you. I assume Saul you're coming with?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Abel, you've got, like, the controls for this thing. Like, you're kind of running with it. It's awkward because it's like a laptop. Just you kind of make your way through, like, the alleyway behind where the Octotread has now situated itself. Are you going to, like, drive it right up to the car, or are you just going to hit the button and let the pulse do its thing?
I'm gonna, like, if it hasn't been noticed by them and I can hit the button without it being noticed.
Well, I think that, like, being noticed is pretty out the window at this point. I mean, there are people, like, getting out of their cars looking at this thing and, like, pointing at it because they've got nothing better to do. They're stuck in traffic. And I will also say, like, the car in front of Soi Fang-chi and her mom, like, the 6 or 4 of the assassins get out of that car and kind of look waringly and, like, have their guns primed, ready to go.
Can I aim it at the assassins?
Well, it's kind of like it's not like a directional thing. It's a pulse.
You could aim like the guns at the guys though.
I'm gonna aim the guns.
Yeah, this thing still has weapons.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna open fire on them with both the guns from the Octotread, and just get this started off with a bang.
People go scattering left and right. I mean, there's screaming and general chaos. I'm not even gonna have you roll for it. Like, 2 of the assassins are just killed immediately by the kind of barrage of this spinning rotary gun, and then the other 2 who are on the other side of the car duck behind and start, like, trying to, return fire on it. The car is getting shredded, but not as quickly as you'd hope. Like, it's pretty well armor plated.
We'd hope so, considering that, Soi Fang-ji's sitting in the back fucking seat.
Well, the other car.
The security car. Gotcha.
Yep, well, Saul,
Yeah.
there's the doorbell. I think they know we're here.
It looks like you got a pretty good handle over it. Just keep shooting, I guess. And Saul will start, like, scouting the skies to see if there's any, flying cars inbound.
Oh, yeah. You can see one. It's like probably like a quarter of a mile out.
Oh, shit. Okay, we gotta go now. We gotta just start rolling. Start rolling. Come on, Abel. Get as close as you can and just set the pulse. That flying car over there is... Oh, fuck. It's on its way.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get it as close as I can and pop it.
Okay. So you do that. So Fang-Ji, you're sitting in the back of the car and you see like this Octotread roll right up. The guard in your car has gotten out and is like firing his gun at it too. You've seen it now kill like 2 guys in the vehicle in front of you and has just been barraging this car with bullets. And then you see like the kind of electrostatic pulse around this armored mech, and then it shoots out in front of it and in all directions, and you like all of your cybernetics cease immediately and you start like struggling to breathe. Your mom is like gripping her head. It's kind of like your vision's like warbly and distorted. She's gripping her head. She's dropped her glass on the ground, which is broken. There's like blood streaming out of her nose and mouth. She's just like trying to get out of the car or do anything that she can. And for those of you outside who see the Octotread go, shoot out its pulse, you see like all of the cars in the area, those that had lights on, just kind of cease. Several car alarms start going off, and people's like agents and stuff stop working. Some people who are more cybered up than others like start dropping, and are like all kind of clutching their head. The cyber assassins just crumple. They all fall to the ground immediately and just do not get back up.
I'm gonna look at Saul and just say, go grab Mom, put a gun to her head, I'll grab Fang-Ji, and let's get out of here ASAP.
Okay, sounds like a plan. What does the control say for is there any more battery life to the Octotread?
I'm gonna look at it.
It looks like you're sitting at about 20 minutes.
And then I can disable this pulse too, at any point.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna sprint forward and see if I can drag Fang-Ji out of this car.
Okay. Yeah, you get like a headache, but you're otherwise unaffected. Saul, if you jump in, you'll have the same feeling, and Phoebe will just kind of just start glitching a little bit and cry out in pain.
Saul will just go even quicker and try to pull out Fang-Ji's mother, still unnamed, but will be known as Rakio, and just try to pull her out of the car and drag her back, but will also she's not going to drag her out very nicely. It's definitely going to be like one hand like under her arm, and that hand is also like wrapped into her hair, and the other hand is going to have his submachine gun, and it'll be like pointed right pretty much at like her kidneys.
Yeah, you see the flying car get within range of this pulse, which I believe is still going, and just careen out of the sky and crash into the side of like the building across the street. And then there's more screaming, and there's people trying to dodge out of the way of rubble as this thing like just hits the ground. And yeah, you're pulling the two out of the car and kind of away from everything going on.
Yeah, and Abel's just like, don't think about the collateral. Don't think about the collateral.
A bunch of people just died. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, and Soifeng Ji, you kind of look up through the pain and through like the throbbing, and while you gasp for air, and you see Abel's head above you, just kind of pushing you.
Can I move at all?
It is like trying to move in deep water. You can kind of get, some control of your arms and legs, but it's tough.
Can Soifeng Ji talk?
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for Abel to hear you, but you can try.
Okay. Soifeng Ji tries to slowly, while struggling, lift her arm and grab Abel's hair. Sorry, Abel. And Soifeng Ji mouths, "Stop. Leave." And tries to push Abel away.
Abel, you hear "stop," and that's about all that is audible as you pull your friend out of the danger.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, it's fine, Soifeng Ji, and just like pat you on the cheek while I'm trying to drag you out, and drag you back to our car.
Can Soifeng Ji appear to struggle? I'm gone. That's it. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you get out of the pulse. You're now close to where Maikaze's car is. You're still in Abel's arms, but you start to feel your cybernetics kick back in.
Come on, we gotta... Soifeng Ji, come on, we gotta get out of here.
Soifeng Ji says, "Stop, you fucking fools. I left to save you, and this is how you repay me. You have no trust."
Hey, you fucking like almost shot me, and I wouldn't say we didn't, I'd say we saved you too. And Saul will kind of like pull around Soifeng Ji's mother, who I'm sure is starting to like awaken as well.
Yeah, she's like trying to fight you, and she's just like, "Let go of me, you ruffian."
Saul's got to put a round in her fucking side.
Okay, that shuts her up.
Soifeng Ji reaches over and punches Saul. "Leave her alone, you idiot!" And like jumps on top of him and like punches him some more.
You feel an electric shock from your side as Candor tases you to the ground.
And then I guess you
give me the Hellfire deck, you traitor!
Oh, we don't have time for this shit. I'm gonna just look at Candor and say, "Can you just knock her out?"
And Candor says, "With pleasure," and she kicks her in the face.
Nice.
Yep, and everything goes black for you, Soifeng Ji. You guys pile back into Maikaze's now very cramped car. You are still stuck in traffic. However, a lot of the cars have been smushed or pushed away that are behind you. And like a lot of the people that were on this street are kind of fleeing.
All right, time to back this thing up. Man, really tight spaces in here, huh?
Candor says, "Yeah, I don't think this car was designed for, let's see, 5 of us."
It'll work.
I got Maikaze's mom across my lap. This is weird.
I mean, you could always, like, draw on her face or some shit.
Good point. And she pulls out, like, her makeup kit.
Huh?
Yo, put at least, like, 3 dicks on there. That'd be funny.
All right, give me a drive land vehicle roll there, William.
Let's do it. Let's screw it. All right. Oh, wow, okay. An 8 plus an 8 is 16.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's tough to back out, and it's very, like, you will scrape the sides of the car a few times, trying to get through spaces that are too tight for it. But eventually, you get to like a clear side street, and you're able to pull off. It will take a while to divert around because this major traffic jam cuts the South Wharf effectively in half, and you are on the south side, and the PCP is on the north side.
It'll take some time, yeah, but I'm assuming eventually we get there within like an hour or so.
Yeah. If you go far enough to like one side, you realize that this is like where they entered where they turned onto this street and started pushing out the other direction. So like that side of it has been unaffected.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as we're driving, I'll just tell Saul, like, I'm not sure what Sufunji's deal is, but they were not happy to see us. So, I don't know if it's Cerebrum. I don't know if Sufunji had a different plan. I don't know if it's the cyberpsychosis. But she's probably not going to be happy when she wakes up.
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe if Dr. White takes a look at her, he might be able to tell a little bit better. What about, hey, Phoebe, can you, I don't know, could you tell from the interaction if Cerebrum was active with Soy Fungi?
She goes, I don't think that they've dosed her since my father's cure. I can't rule out cyberpsychosis, though. She was acting pretty erratic. We all saw her attack Abel before, and then she made swings at you. She could be losing her sense of perspective.
Probably, I guess. I'm just not sure what the best way to... Whatever. We just gotta... should we just, like, tie her down or something when we get back to where we gotta be?
I think maybe just putting her in a safe room.
Okay. Good news is that now that we got, her mom, maybe the Donatis can make something of this.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they would be viewing her as a
bargaining chip.
Exactly. And as we're driving out, I'm just keeping an eye out for anybody that could be tailing us or any sort of that sort of situation.
I don't think you see that. You pull into the PCP headquarters after about an hour. Soifanji's mom is starting to stir. I think Sufi herself is still unconscious.
I'm going to take,
Cander's,
while she's unconscious, I'm taking her microwave gun thing.
Or microwaver? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you can strip her of all weapons if you want.
Yeah, all the ones that I know that she's got.
Sure. I mean, you can't very well pull the heel spikes out of her feet, but...
Yeah.
You just do your best to de-arm her. And Candor will happily help you.
Yeah, girl, you're a little bitter.
Yes, I am. She turned in my mentor, and I thought that there was a reason for it.
Candor ain't shit.
Jeez.
Well, we need to hear out the situation before we make any sort of rash judgment.
Have you met me? And she's just gonna kind of like storm off.
Yeah, you're the epitome of a fucking teenager.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can pull the semi-unconscious people into the PCP headquarters. Looks pretty sparse in here. There's like 2 guards outside. When you go inside, there's barely anyone. Like no one watching the elevator or anything like that. And you can push the button to go up to the 3rd floor where Dr. White is.
Yeah, I mean, should we put these guys in someplace safe and then bring Dr. White down to them, or vice versa?
I think that you're right. I think a good way to do it too probably would be maybe put them in the holding pens or whatever the fuck they're called. The jail cells.
Yeah, throw their ass in a cell.
I mean, at least throw, the mom in the cell. She's kind of a bitch. But also, we might want to do something to try to keep any technology away from her. I feel like she probably has some way to contact the people from Sahara. I mean, the good news is, like, I didn't really kill her with the bullet. I made sure it went through in a spot that wasn't, like, lethal. So it'll just hurt a lot. But she probably won't be, defiant, I guess. I don't know what man, I don't torture people. I'm not into this shit, but we gotta, like, put them someplace so that we can use her as a, bargaining chip, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be like a cyberpsychosis jail cell down here in the PCP.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Okay. If you go back to the holding cell area, there is one guy kind of watching it with, like, sleepy eyes, and he goes, "Oh, shit. What? Who's... What?
Do you know of a good spot for folks with crap ton of cybernetics?"
I mean, you could put her in, like, that one. And he kind of points to, like, a chamber at the far end that looks pretty much like a big cement block. And it has a single metal door.
I'm going to look at Saul and just be like, there you go. I mean, put him in there. Family reunion.
Okay. Should we put them together, though? I feel like maybe we should try to wake up Soy first. And
I'm just going to look at Saul and be like, well, maybe we should put them together so we can figure out whose side Sufanji is on right now.
Okay. I guess this is a good test then. Yeet.
Yeeteth.
You drop their unconscious bodies in. The guard helps you a little. He'll like, hold the feet of the mom and help you push him in. And he shuts the door and locks it and hands you the key to just that one cell. And he's like, "So, wasn't that, like, your buddy or something?" I don't know. I'm kind of half awake, not really paying attention. Got stuck on guard duty.
Yeah, she's having a rough week.
Okay.
Family shit, that sort of thing.
And who's the older lady?
Do you know if, like, Popper's in anywhere?
I think Popper's upstairs. Most everybody else is rolled out for, Operation Militech.
That's fair. Yeah. Don't worry about the older lady. Popper will take care of her. She's like a VIP, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't get paid to ask questions.
Damn right. I'm gonna just put myself outside the, like, holding cell, but where I'm not visible, while hopefully Saul runs up and gets Dr. White.
Yeah, Saul will get Dr. White and also Popper.
The finale is officially here. This is the second of probably 6 or 7 episodes to cover the exciting conclusion of this cyberpunk story, but rest assured it will be well worth your time. Because of this momentous occasion, I will keep the ads brief. You know I could use your support on Patreon and social media, so if you have the funds, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/roll_warriors. $5 a month is all it takes to get you that sweet bonus content. Liking the episodes on Podbean, following us on Twitter, and spreading the word about our cool show to your friends and family are all quick and easy ways to help us out. Alright, like I said, brief. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Dr. White's, he's just kind of sitting in his office. I think he's, like, laying on the couch, the therapy couch, just tossing a ball up in the air when you come in.
Bored out of his fucking mind.
Yeah. There's kind of detritus everywhere, like bits and pieces of tech. The big bomb that was in his office is now gone. And he goes, "Hey, Saul, how's it hanging?"
Oh, going pretty well. We just went and got the Hellfire, the Inferno, the Dante deck, whatever the hell the Soy Fun-G thing was. And funny story, so we got ambushed by Soy Fun-G's mom, who apparently is a pretty high-ranking person at Sahara, and a bunch of goons. And then Soy Fun-G, I think, turned sides and went with their mom. And then we got we got the Octotread that we control, and we went and kind of killed a bunch of people and re-kidnapped Soy Fun-G and Soy Fun-G's mom, and they're both unconscious down in the holding cells downstairs right now.
That is a lot. Wow. I saw you guys I saw Soy Fun-G 3 hours ago. Man.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's been kind of crazy. I'm going to grab Pauper, but if you wouldn't mind meeting us downstairs, that'd be pretty solid, because we want to see if Soy Fun-G is actually full on cyberpsychosis.
Yes, of course. Then he'll grab his medical bag. Yeah, it's, it affects your judgment, your decision making skills. So certainly worth a look. And he's gonna head downstairs, and Popper's kind of standing in the doorway when you turn around, with their arms crossed. They're kind of leaning, and they go, "That was the ramblings of a crazy person. What's going on?"
So we went to get the thing that Soy Fun-G needed, the what are they called? The net deck, the super deck, the Hellfire deck, I think is what it's called. It was supposed to be
Hellfire, the creation of dark matter. Yes.
Yeah. You probably know more about it than I do.
Well, I just know what I've seen on conspiracy forums.
Oh.
I did when Wallcorp was a buzz about it for a while when I worked there, but I didn't think the thing actually existed.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that. I mean, most of the conspiracy forums I've gone on to talk about the NWO and things like that, but okay, besides that, so Soy Fun-G and us were in this room where the Hellfire deck was, and Soy Fun-G's mom ambushed us with a bunch of assassins. Soy Fun-G, I think, maybe was pretending, trying to do double agent stuff, and shot at me and went with her mom with the Hellfire deck, to betray us, sort of thing. I don't know if it was necessarily a dual agent thing, or Soy Fun-G actually just snapped and went fucking full on crazy with cyberpsychosis. But either way, we managed to. That was the reason why Abel called you, to stop their car, because we got the Hellfire deck back and also Soy Fun-G back, and also kidnapped Soy Fun-G's mom, who is a high-ranking part of the board of directors of Sahara, and they're all locked up downstairs right now. And Soy Fun-G's mom might have a bullet hole in her because of me. But bright side, now we got somebody we can use for things if we need to bargain with Sahara at all.
Popper's just their mouths is a gap, and they're just staring at you intensely. So what you're saying is that Titanium is in a holding cell downstairs right now.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I don't know if we did a good thing or a bad thing, but fuck, we did it.
You certainly did. Okay. Yeah, we need to get down there. First of all, you sent Dr. White down there. That's good. He's needed. We got to pull everything out of her that all those executive types, they've got homing beacons in them. They'll be sending assassins and reclaimers to us very shortly, as soon as they know that she's missing.
Well, luckily that should take a minute, because while they're when they were trying to send a recon team in, our Octotread kind of took them out. So that should give us some time at least. Also, the Octotread's...
good. We've got about an hour.
Yeah, the Octotread's no longer functioning either. It kind of blew up a lot of shit, so maybe cover our tracks a little bit? I don't know.
Well, it'll certainly be all over the news.
Is there any way... Do you have anybody who's, like, connected to the internet that can, like, spam out some shit, like, or just, you know, tied to the news channels at all, send some bogus horseshit out, like, she was kidnapped by skeleton, or there was I don't know, this was the signs of the Kennedys, maybe. I don't know, any other group.
I could set someone up to do that, but I think you've got a better media who's capable of doing that yourself.
What do you mean? Like, I know April's really good at, like, has a lot of contacts, but...
Let's just go downstairs. Yeah, Saul enters the room with Popper in tow. Dr. White is, like, standing at the doorway, kind of peeking in. So that's her, right? That is one of the senior executives on the board of directors for Sahara.
I guess so. Yep. That's, as far as we know, Mommy Dearest.
Popper's gonna go, okay, Ernest. Probably better get all that stuff out of her. You know, any surveillance equipment, any, or her homing beacon, of course. And he goes, right. And he'll, like, wait for you to open the cell door, and we'll go in and start, like, digging through her kind of spine.
Lovely. She's still unconscious at the moment, or is she, like, up and moving now?
Well, she's kind of, like, groggy, and Dr. White will go ahead and, like, give her an injection to knock her back out. And then start working. Soifeng Ji is starting to stir, though.
Abel, should we, what should we do?
Soifeng Ji deserves to be heard out. And if not, I took most of her weapons. But that is our friend.
Kander says, we'll hear her, but she can talk at the other end of her microwaver barrel. And we'll grab the microwaver from you and point it at her.
Can I, like, take it back?
You could try. Give me, like, a
pickpocket where I just kind of, like, finesse it out of her hands?
Well, you could talk it out of her hands, or you could try to swipe it, yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, yeah, Kander, you know how to turn that on, right? It's that switch over on the side. And when she, like, turns it over to check for, like, a safety, I'm gonna try to swipe it.
Okay. Let's just go with sleight of, like, the pickpocket. I'm gonna relate it to sleight of hand.
Okay, 18.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. She goes, well, I'm not sure if it's on, but... What? Hey!
And I'll just pop her on the back of the head and be like, cool it, hothead. You're becoming more and more like me every day.
But...
That's not a compliment.
You saw what she did? I can't trust her anymore. I thought I could, but...
You can't trust me? I saved your life. That's what I did.
She's already out of the room.
Wow. You know, you all kind of made a huge mistake.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning yourself.
Why'd you shoot at me?
To appear like I had betrayed you. If I wanted to kill you, I wouldn't have missed.
Well, that's what I thought initially. I still kind of do. But are you sure it's not like one of those cyber voices is talking in your brain, telling you to do stuff you don't want to do?
It is precisely the cyber voice telling me to do things that I don't want to do that ended up saving you all. I simply chose the outcome with the highest probability of keeping everyone alive.
Well, we kind of appreciate that, but we can also take care of ourselves. And we also could have tried to talk our way out of that situation or done anything else, But either way, so if you roll over a little bit, your mom's over there.
Is she conscious?
Nah. Dr. White's got some shit out of her spine.
Good. I had a plan to use the bitch to get us an in into Sahara so I could easily access their systems and plant a virus that allows us remote access from any location, while also planning a virus for immediate access to their self-destruct sequence to blow the fucking building to hell. And now I don't even know if I can do that anymore. And what about you, Abel? I sure did send you a signal that I was cool when I saw P-Brain flying around the car. I don't understand why you couldn't have taken that as a signal to chill out. What were you thinking?
I was thinking our friend got kidnapped and successfully saved us from getting shot up in some underground lair, but if they took you back to Sahara, you might not come out as the same person. You know what they're capable of as far as completely wiping our identities and making us start over again. If your mom doesn't like this version of you, she could just reboot a new one.
Listen, Mother likes any version of me that aligns with her ultimate goals. All I was doing was taking advantage of her hubris and convincing her that me and her could take over Sahara and plant a blanket of white snow over Pleiades that solidifies the immortality of the Shirayuki family for generations to come. And she was all about it.
I'm just gonna look at Saul.
I get half of what you just said. So, Fungi, we just want to make sure you're not going crazy cyber psychosis wise.
I'm pretty sure I'm as crazy as I'm going to get.
Sufunji, is your goal to take down Sahara, or has it changed to taking over Sahara?
No, I'm definitely still taking it down. Mother's goal is to take over Sahara. She wants to be the one in power. And like I said, I was taking advantage of that to allow her to give me easy access to their security. And while also planting a little virus, I will make taking them down hopefully a lot easier. Really
we might still have that ability, we might still be able to do that. Just, we didn't want you going in there alone because there's, like Abel said, there's a big chance you're not gonna come out either alive or as you. So the stuff that the Phoenix chips are based off of, the software and all the programming and all the studies, was originally a thing to make the perfect soldiers. They'd wipe people's brains and just bam, they'd be flesh robots essentially.
I was already the perfect soldier. I attained the Hellfire deck. There was no way Mother was going to let them change me if I acquired that skill. I was exactly where she wanted me. And this might still be able to work. That's why I attacked you, Saul. I needed her to believe that I'm still on her side. And as long as she's unconscious, then I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so...
Sufunji, could you turn your mother into the Trojan horse?
That's what I was trying to do. She was literally going to bring me inside Sahara. She gave me information on what to expect from their security systems. I was going to dive in and,
No, we're saying directly, can you just turn her into a zombie when she wakes up?
I mean, it doesn't really work like that. First of all, I don't think she dives into net space. I've never seen her do it.
I'm gonna look over at Dr. White and just, is she capable of that?
He says, "This is not my area of expertise. I can install cybernetics, and assist from a medical or a technical standpoint. But you're you want to help out, Popper?" And Popper steps into the room and says, "Well, in my years at WallCorp, I've learned a few things about how corporations like this operate. Effectively, in order to get any of her work done, she needs to jack into her personal terminal. It won't respond to anyone but her. Now, if you were to hide a virus in her jack in or in her head somewhere, that could be a delivery agent."
You mean plant a virus inside of her and allow her to take it back to Sahara?
She wouldn't even know it was there.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. I'm not trying to live your life for you, Soy, but I think that sounds pretty cathartic after, all the shit that you said she did.
Then you're using your mother as a weapon, as she's always used you.
Okay, it's interesting. I kind of just also wanted to personally infiltrate Sahara and take over their security. But, whatever.
Well, it doesn't have to do something extreme. It could be a simple virus. Say something that hides you guys in cameras. Or even something as simple as, doors open for you when you walk up to them. You can still have the satisfaction of hacking their service by yourself, but what's the harm in having a few doors opened your way or eyes made blind to you?
Okay, I guess when you put it that way, that's very convenient. Okay, let's give it a try. What do I need to do?
Dr. White chimes in. Well, the first thing that I would figure out between you is what are you going to try to do with this virus? Those suggestions that Popper made are good ones, but they're not the only ones. You can be creative with this. Something they won't expect.
Ooh, I got one, Soy. I will ask you to do this for, your friendship with me. Please make it so that eventually, after you make it do whatever it does, like a big old, fucking picture of you pops up and says, "It was me, Kawaii," and then, because the virus, it makes your mom shit her pants. It'd be fucking hilarious.
That's interesting.
Popper says, "Would it help to know what we're up against?"
That'd be a good start, honestly.
I am not sure how their net's set up. Every company does it a little bit differently. I do know from my years in counter security that Sahara HQ has a lot of guards. They probably keep at least 250 security personnel on site. Meaning a direct assault is probably suicide. Door locks and security cameras will make secret traversal and unfettered access difficult, so having those taken out of the equation would be pretty good. Most companies employ aerial drones as well, where they're, humans are fallible. These drones would survey and also have, armaments installed on them as well. And I know that most companies, Sahara is probably no exception, will have a lockdown procedure that closes all exterior windows and doors, and will only have an override available to the executives.
I'll create a virus that makes us invisible to cameras and drones, so that'll give us an opportunity to move quietly without alerting anyone. And the second effect will be to disable or prevent this override that locks down the building from happening.
I don't know how possible that second one will be. I gotta be honest, most of those procedures are not tied to the net.
Oh. Okay, so scratch the second one. Okay, opening doors. I mean, that helps. So I don't want us locked anywhere. Any doors that we can open, let's do it.
Would it be feasible to also maybe take control of the drones that are flying around?
It's possible. That would be one of two effects that you could have through this virus. So that would be available if you wanted it.
Yeah, well, I figured we could ignore the drones if we were invisible to them.
I guess that's fair. Or even if we're not invisible to the drones necessarily, what about making it so that normal Sahara workers, like people with Sahara badges, are now seen as targets? Could you do something like that?
I mean, Saul, could we just have it where it disarms them, or?
I say destroy them.
No, there's got to be folks working for Sahara like us.
Yeah, I guess that's...
Are victims of circumstance and not...
That's probably immoral.
Everybody has to pick a fucking...
I could probably be a little more specific and have it ignore those with Phoenix chips, and while it takes out everyone else.
I mean, Sufanji, it sounds like this whole battle with Sahara has become a little bit more personal for you than it is for us, so if you... I mean, you can take the point on how we take them down. And if taking them down means that you are at the top of it, as long as you're committed to building something better than what they've got right now.
Oh, okay. Well, my plan was kind of just to see if they had a self-destruct sequence and activate it and just bring the building down to the ground.
Man, that's just as bad as what I said with all the robots. Fuck.
So...
God, do I always sound like that, Abel?
Yeah, you guys want to fucking kill everybody. And I've kind of become half of that. So I'm not, there's a lot of self-hate going on lately.
I just want to destroy this Phoenix project, and if that means incinerating this entire building and everything in it, then I think that is a sacrifice that I'm willing to make.
Well, what if instead of destroying the entire building and all the people, we just destroy the program? Like, not the actual program, but I'm sure Sahara wouldn't like it if we managed to send, I don't know, all the files automatically over to the name of your friend, the Raven? Is that it?
Yeah, my friend the Raven.
Yeah, like, what if your friend got all, like, the info that they needed about this program? Like, do you think they would be able to release it all to whatever, I don't know, media outlets?
Yeah, I mean, the danger of making this public is it democratizes it, and once everybody knows it can be done,
it'll spread everywhere and just be even worse. I just feel like we need to destroy it and everyone who knows about it.
Okay, I mean, it's whatever you guys say, but all I want to know is, like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting where Abel has been coming from, I guess. Maybe we shouldn't kill all those people just because of something or whatever.
Sorry, Phoebe's going to interrupt you, and she's going to kind of like float up to your ear, Saul, and say, James, you tried this once before. All we need to do is trigger Omega, and the whole building's gone.
What? Phoebe says trigger Omega.
Is Omega the self-destruct software?
I don't know. Dr. White, have you ever heard of Omega?
He says, the name is vaguely familiar. I know it was a top secret project. Where have I seen it before? Wasn't that your first job?
I think so. This is very hazy memories for Saul. So would he do like some form of role or something for that?
Well, it's more recent than you think. You could make a roll to like concentrate, and actually any of you could do it.
Saul will channel his inner, I don't know, meditation sphere, and he will like sit down, find the quiet spot in his mind, and he will address his his spirit guide's Bigfoot, and with a 3 on the D10, he'll concentrate. Yeah, he rolled a 3 for concentrating, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that necessarily means.
That will include your intelligence skill.
Okay, that's a 9.
You can't recall anything past Saul's memories for this, but you do remember the term Omega being used by Mr. Purple, actually, in your first job as the associates.
What? Do either of you remember anything about this? Mr. Purple was saying something? Soy, I mean, you got the robot brain. Do you remember anything?
I don't think... I've never heard a mention of Omega before. But I'm sure if we get inside Sahara servers, I can find out everything they know about it.
Okay, whatever you say.
Yeah, Phoebe's just going to say, I can't believe you don't remember. We talked about this together.
What is it? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Okay, does Phoebe remember? I guess that's who you're getting this information from, right?
She's saying I should remember this, but I don't know.
Okay, does she remember?
I'm asking her. What? Do you remember?
I'm starting to. It was your first project in Sahara R&D, and it was some sort of doomsday kind of device. We were uncomfortable with it, but once it became apparent later, during both Cerebrum and Phoenix, what Sahara's real aims were, the idea of using Omega on them became tantalizing.
But what kind of doomsday does it bring? Like, is this something that's going to hurt a lot of innocent people? I mean, I know it's kind of fucking jaded to suddenly grow a conscience, but shit. I mean, I don't know. I think, like Abel's been saying, we have a lot of ways to try to help people here now. I prefer to do that than, destroy a lot of things.
Well, it's an option. I'm not saying it's the one you should go with. James seemed to think so, but James didn't have friends like you do. He was alone. And I was not doing well physically, and it seemed like the best option for him at the time. I just wanted you to remember it.
Thank you for that. I'll try to, but I think it's going to be hard. I mean, even that option will probably be difficult.
Is Popper still, around when Saul's talking about this? With, Phoebe by himself?
Yeah.
Does Popper seem to, have any reaction as Saul's talking about this thing?
No, Popper seems unaware of... I mean, they haven't seen Saul talk to, or I guess James talk to Phoebe, really before. So it's kind of weird that they're kind of looking at him strange, but They don't seem to know what the topic of conversation is. They will chime in and say, do you have a doomsday device, James?
It was this thing, I guess. I used to work as like an engineer, and I guess some of my projects that I worked on, somehow Sahara got a hold of them. One was originally supposed to be for warfare, I think. If I remember, I don't remember much about it. It's corporate stuff, and I had to do some things to make sure that I wouldn't remember what the research actually was. And I don't know, I think it might be dangerous. Dangerous enough to maybe destroy the whole building or destroy even the whole company. I don't know.
That's big.
I don't remember.
So you don't know anything about whether or not Sahara has access to it now?
I'm going to assume they do, because they got a hold of my...
Why would Sahara have a doomsday button that would only affect them?
I don't know.
I would think that if they're going to have a fuck it button, it's going to screw with everybody else as well.
That's fair. I don't know if we should try to use that or not against them, maybe. I don't want to put any people who don't deserve it in danger. You're right about that, Mabel.
I mean, what's the point of doing all this if we're just going to do the same shit that the companies we're trying to fight are going to do? If we're not going to be better than them, then what's the point?
Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire.
Really think about how we're
So we might just have to be terrible to stop something terrible.
And I'll just tell you right now, as we possibly can, Dysfunction, anything that involves hurting more innocent people, I can't continue to get behind.
Even if it's just the last time
we can
ever
interrogate
do
your
it.
mother. We have an opportunity to do things well, not just do things quickly. We should... Can you put a bug with your mother to make it easier for you to access?
Okay, then I guess we need to figure out what Omega really does. And I feel like the only way we'll know is if we get into their servers.
Let's see if she knows anything. That's a good idea.
If you do that, your Trojan horse plan falls through.
Yeah. That was my plan, but she was just gonna make it easier for me to access. I already know what to expect from in there. So, the only thing I really need to worry about is being discovered. But if we do use the Trojan horse plan, if I'm invisible to cameras and drones and doors open for me, then I could pretty much get there undetected. And any other things that we need, I could plant the virus inside their servers. The Trojan horse could just be for me to get there easily and without alert, and then once I'm inside and I take control, it would be pretty much smooth sailing from there.
Okay, I mean you're the master hacker out of all of us, so yeah, if that makes sense and it works for you, then we can definitely do that. I think it's just going to be, we're going to have to write this script or code or whatever the hell this virus, whatever you need to do, and then dump her someplace. Or, I don't know, we got to make her disappearing look believable, because the first thing she might do is, be concerned as to what the hell happened. So do you have any plans on that? Like, do we want to, install this thing and then just dump her someplace? Do you want to pretend that, I don't know, that you're saving her?
Save my mother and escape?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, because that was actually what I was, going to, get at eventually. So that's why I attacked you, so she still thought I was on her side. So I could convince you to I don't know, like, before she wakes up, just kind of just appear like you've been defeated, and I'll just grab her and kind of escape.
Before you guys set that up, Cander's going to storm back into the room, and she's just going to be like, "You're on thin ice."
Look, well, welcome back. You know, you would have been able to figure out what was going on if you just stayed.
I keep telling myself there's a reason why Smoke trusted you. And for a little bit, that voice in my head died out when you tried to shoot Saul. And I've had some time to cool off. I'm sorry.
Okay, all is forgiven. I'm actually proud of you for pointing that microwaver at my face. I didn't think you'd have the guts to do it. So it seems like you're growing into the assassin I knew you could be ever so slowly, but surely.
Shut up.
Alright. And also I'm a little mad that you really thought that I would just abandon.
I was going to say, just really quick, Soy, like, I don't know if you're fooling around or not, or if it's actually cyberpsychosis, but you kind of sound a bit like your mom right there.
Well,
wouldn't you prefer Candor to live the life that she wants to live?
I mean, Candor can do whatever she wants, but she needs to toughen up too if she wants to be able to live the life she wants. So it's kind of, I am proud that Candor is able to make the hard choices when she feels they need to be made. I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, whatever you say. Doesn't sound, manipulative or, like, kind of anything like that at all. But whatever, man. What am I supposed to do? I just got, ghost in my head.
All right. I guess we can start by moving this cold-hearted cowl. I don't know how long I can pretend to stand her. Every time I see her, I just want to drive my heel into her eyeball. I guess I'll go ahead and create the virus. Dr. White, will you implant it? Or...
sure I can.
Okay, cool. So I'll just, jack into my terminal and do my little virus making thing.